Just waiting on notification. This means a lot to me, to us, the viewing audience. Okay, here we go. Boom. Just like that. And we are live. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to a very special edition of the People's Podcast this afternoon. We have an incredible couple with us, one who we are very humbled and honored would take time out of their busy schedule to give us some information as well as some inspiration on their beautiful love story. And that is none other than Brother Jovone and Sister Laila. First of all, assalamu alaikum. This means so much because we need more marriages. We need some happiness, some good news, and to see someone who I went to school with and got to watch grow up and love his family and Brother Jovone, and then Sister Laila, I get introduced to you through Brother Jovone, and then of course through my brother and your brother. So I feel like I know you now. Thank you all for hosting me in your home 2 weeks ago. That was an honor to be there. Okay, the first thing I want to know is, we'll start with you, Sister Laila. Who chose on who first? Who made the first move?
Jovone definitely made the first move first. And he slid in the DMs, of course.
Okay.
And it was just we had mutual friends and everything, so that's how we came and crossed paths on social media. And he messaged me and I messaged him back. But I felt like it was deeper than that, because it was like more so like on a spiritual level. I felt like the need to like respond to him. I don't know, it was just like the first time was just like it was bound to happen. Us even being and coming together, because he had knew my dad before, and they actually hung out several times before, and my dad would be like, what would my dad say to you?
He just briefly told me one time that he had children in the area where she lived, and like I just kind of brushed it off, but I forgot about it. But then when I seen her on social media, I didn't even know that was your dad. And we started talking like on social media, and like ever since then we just developed a long distance relationship. And then I just made the move to come where she was at, to go where she was at.
Okay. So this is good. All right, I want to. My sister Miriam says assalamu alaikum. Sister Michelle says love young nation couples. Phoenix is in the house. Sister Secretary Michelle. Sister Sakina Ali says family. Okay, boom, excellent. My question is, Brother Jovone. Now you being in Chicago, headquarters, being around a minister, people knew you. You was popular. You hung around with us, drilled, all of this. What makes you up and leave and go to the desert? Like what was it about? What was it about Sister Laila that made you want to go to the to leave? Say, I remember.
Good question.
Dang, Josh. But I think, like Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said that marriage is one half of your faith, and I think the goal in life for me was to find my other half. And through all of the great experiences that I had within the nation, with my family being in Chicago, that still wasn't fulfilling enough. And I know that once I had a chemistry with Laila, I pretty much knew that she was going to be my wife. So wherever she was at, I had to go. Even if she was in the North Pole, I would have to experience the cold.
And even before he met me, he actually told me that Arizona was always a place that he would like. He's seen himself moving there for some reason before he said he even met me. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. Like you said it was like a spiritual place.
Yeah. Arizona has always been a place that I wanted to go and live when I was younger. And when I found out she lived here, I was just like, that's the perfect sign. So I got it. I gotta say, you know, some like to all my people in Chicago, and I had to dip. Like, it wasn't no second guessing. I had to leave, but you know what I mean. I can always go back, but now I can bring her with me, and that's
Hey, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay. Well, Sister Michelle says the desert is what's up, and I need to make that move, Brother Joshua. Sister Michelle keep trying to get me to come to Phoenix. I said, Sister Michelle, if you got something in Phoenix for me, let me know. I'm like Jovone. I'll move to Phoenix. Y'all got a wife for me out there. I would absolutely move to Phoenix. Okay, Sister Laila, how were you nervous about your parents' approval and your family's approval with Brother Jovone?
Of course I wanted my family's approval, and I'm really glad that my dad actually like loved him and knew of him. He only said wonderful things about Jovone whenever I mentioned his name, and he really does love Jovone, and my mom grew to love him as well. So I mean that is very important to me, and I'm glad that they approved of him and gave them the blessing and everything.
Praise be to Allah. I'm coming to you, Brother Jovone. Sister
Okay.
Michelle says she's working on it. Thank you, Sister Secretary. And my sister Naima says ASA family. Okay, boom. Talking to you. Walaikum salam. Everybody. Sending y'all love. All right. Brother Jovone, were you worried about the fact that she's the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad's granddaughter? Did any of that come into play? Were you nervous about her family approving of you? And how did you feel about your family, who's close knit, and you like the golden child out of your family? You know what I'm saying? How did that work out?
I feel like it was a pressure that I was willing to accept, and I feel like I try my best to qualify myself as just a human being before I jumped into this arena. Like, I knew who she was, and before I started to, before I started to even talk to her on a friendship level, I knew that if it got to a level where we really loved each other and got married, that I had to be an outstanding human being. So, like, that kind of made me to become more and more of a beautiful human being, like, or striving to be. So, like, her being who she is, it put a mirror in front of me, and I had to just, be 100% all the time. Like, I'm not being pressured, but it's something I want to do. I want to be a reflection of God, and I feel like she's a reflection of God. She comes from a beautiful family. I have a beautiful family, and it's just when we merge together, it's just that Black excellence, and I feel like, man, it's not a pressure that's too hot. It's like that good pressure that makes you into a diamond, and like, you need that in your life.
Okay, Jovone. Jovone always, as usual, putting pressure on me without saying putting pressure. making the standard so high. Okay, Sister Laila, who was the first one to say "I love you"?
Jovone was the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was like on our second date.
Yeah. We talked probably months before we actually met each other. And when I finally came here to meet her, we shared a beautiful experience. And then I came back like a month later. I was like, I got to close the gap as much as possible. So I came back a second time, and we was just hanging out. And I was just like, I love you. Do you know that? And she's like, yeah. But she never said it back.
He was like, you don't even gotta say it back.
Yeah, I knew it. Like, it wasn't in her to say it right then. I was just saying, I love you. You ain't gotta say it back. I'm just telling you how I feel.
Go ahead, Jovone. Okay.
I respected that. When you said like you don't gotta say it back, I was like, okay, I respect
that. Okay. How did you know that Jovone was the one, Sister Laila?
I think it was just how he treated me, and when we first we didn't even meet yet, but we were just talking on the phone religiously, like every single day. And he would ask me questions, and it would be like very deep questions, and I think that's when I really got to know him and he really got to know me, and I would ask him deep questions. And it was just crazy because everything he would say, it was like something that I've always wanted in a man. And he was always very respectful. He never disrespected me. I never felt disrespected or anything. So I think that's what he just like checked all of the boxes. So
Okay, and now for you, Jovone, how did you propose? And how did you know that it was time to propose?
this is a funny
So we've like been talking for 2 years before I proposed. So I think we experienced enough with each other where I knew I could spend the rest of my life with her. And I wanted to get the approval of her parents. So she was going on a business trip or a business cruise, and I wasn't going because I wasn't in the business that she was in. But she went to Miami and they was going on a Caribbean cruise, and I wanted to go, but I couldn't. So I paid my own way pretty much, and I was gonna surprise her on the cruise. So I ended up doing that. I got to Miami, her not knowing, and I end up surprising her in Miami. So I was like, "Hey, I'm going on a cruise," and she was all excited. So I'm on the cruise, and um I planned to propose to her like a couple of weeks before that. So her mom, everybody knew, her dad knew, my parents knew, her brothers, her sisters, everybody knew, and they gave me, their blessings. Um, and we was at dinner on the cruise in the middle of nowhere, maybe heading to like Puerto Rico. And her dad told me when it's time, like take a glass and hit it so we can get everybody's attention. But I was so nervous. And before like I got up, I was questioning her. I was like, "Do you love me? Do you really like see yourself with me?" And she was like, "Are you about to propose to me?" I'm like, "No." So she like, you know how females got an instinct. I was just like, "No, just pass me that bread right there. Like, let's not talk about that." But I really was about to propose, and I was so nervous. I got up, I grabbed somebody random glass off their table. They probably had a little juice in it. I took somebody else's spoon and I started to hit the glass. But I was so nervous, I was hitting it.
It wasn't making no noise.
Hitting it at an angle that it wasn't vibrating noise.
Jovone, come on, man.
But I know I was tripping, and so her dad was looking at me struggling. So he hit the glass, and that's when I just got on one knee, and she came over, she said yes, and I didn't expect for it to go this way, but she pulled me up by my ears.
No,
and I was like that hurt.
I'm very shy. I don't like I don't know. I just felt like it was a lot of people too.
Mhm.
I was just like so nervous too. So I don't know. But I didn't pull you up by your ears. Not your ears.
Okay, well, Sister Laila, that's a beautiful proposal, Brother Jovone. But Sister Laila, what made you accept his proposal, and how did you know he was going to propose?
That's a good question. I think all women know instinctively, and he can't hide anything from me. Like
I'm bad at that.
I know when he's lying, everything.
Hey, lying.
I just know. So I don't know. Like in that moment, he was asking, he's like, "Do you really love me?" And I'm like, "Yes." Are you about to propose or something? Like, and he was like sweating and he looked nervous, and I'm like, what's going on? I guess that's how I knew. And what made me say yes is just always how he treated me. I knew he was the one from the beginning. I just felt like Allah put us together for a reason, and it was like bound to happen.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. Okay, wonderful. Now for you, Brother Jovone, we were at the house. We were speaking of social media, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you and your wife, you all were making it clear to me that if you know she's the one, You post people. How important was it for you all to let everybody, the world know, like on social media? How important was that?
I feel like it's up to the two individuals. I think I posted something with me and Layla probably like on our first date.
Damn.
On our first date, man. Because that's like love is so beautiful once you experience it. It's like watching nature or
You
watching
want to share it.
flowers or watching, birds chirping. It's you want to share that experience too. And as human beings, I think we like to watch love. We like to watch beautiful things because we was created in a beautiful world. And I think it's okay to share that. Like once the two people know we love each other, like to post a picture on social media with you guys, having a good time is okay. It's just up to the couple, I think. But I was probably doing it a little too fast. Like the first picture we took, I was like putting filters on it, like, all right, we good. I'm posting it.
Yeah. And for you, Sister Layla, how important was that for you to let the world know?
I would say the same thing. I agree. You just want to let people know, and like you want to share it once you feel that love, and you just want to share it with everybody. So it was pretty. I didn't think too much about it either. I was just like,
Okay, great. My sister Naima says, "Oh, so beautiful." And Sister Michelle, Sister Secretary Michelle Phoenix says, "It really is." I'm assuming she's talking about love, watching love. Sister Michelle, when you find that sister, just let me know so I can, post it, because it gotta be real. You gotta post. If you don't post it, it ain't real, according to Jovone and Sister Laila.
Yeah.
So far, let's start with you, Brother Jovone. What has y'all, young in this, but what has been your greatest trial so far, and how have you all overcome it so far, like in your marriage?
I would say when me and Layla first started talking, we was just sharing each other our individual goals. And I think one thing that we both had in common was being financially free. So we talked a lot about going through different quadrants and becoming self-employed and becoming business owners, just like how we was taught in the nation to do for self. And before we even was married, we was engaged. We found common ground on our interests, and we started like a business together. So like loving someone and doing business with them, I think that created a trial, because business is warfare. And when you in business, you not really in a loving zone.
it was hard to find like that middle ground with each other.
When we first started business, it went from like let's go on all these dates, let's have a good time, let's just love each other, into like you got to make sure the papers is in that folder, right? Or you got to make sure you checking on your customers. So we had to find common ground, but eventually we overcame that difficulty. And I wouldn't regret none of it. Like to go into a business with the love of your life is one of the most beautiful things to do. And it creates generational wealth if you do it right. You could tell the stories to your children. Me and your mom started business together and pass it on to your children. So you got to go through that.
And we also have like a supportive family. Like my family is supportive, his family is very supportive. And whenever we go through problems, we're so thankful because they always help us, and they counsel us and they talk to us through our problems, and it really helps us to get through our trials. So
beautiful. Okay. Well, Sister Laila, what has been your greatest joy in being married so far?
My greatest joy is just becoming one with each other and having another family to call my own. And I love that we can share experiences with each other. And yeah, I would say that.
Okay, excellent. And Brother Jovone, what has been your greatest joy?
I would say connecting with each other and connecting our families. Like my family, half of my family is from Trinidad, and I always had the desire to take my wife to meet my family in Trinidad. Like that's my family in Trinidad like means so much to me because I don't spend as much time with them as I want to. So when me and Layla got married, I was able to introduce her to my family in Trinidad. We went there, we spent like a week there. Some of her family came with us, and I just felt like that was just a longing that I had, and I accomplished it. And so now she can call my family in Trinidad and just talk to them like that's her family. And that was so beautiful to me, man.
Great. Okay.
You about to cry?
No, it
Come
she,
on.
she be, hey, she be waiting on me to cry. I'll be like, I probably sound like it, but I'm not.
Okay.
I've been waiting for that tear to drop.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Speaking of generational wealth, I want to give a quick 60-second commercial break to all of the sponsors of the People's Podcast. I'm very grateful to everyone this month. We're starting a new month, but everyone from last month who shared, who's made a sponsorship or a donation to the People's Podcast. We're going to put this on YouTube this evening so everybody can be inspired and be like, oh, we love Brother Jovone and Sister Laila. If you all like to make a sponsorship or make a donation, please cash app the People's Podcast. My brother Rashad, he has Street Premiere Media Production. He has a 4K camera and a drone. He does television and film editing. Thank you very much, Rashad, for your sponsorship. My sister Miriam, ABC I Love Me, children's book and coloring book, both of which are available on Amazon. Make sure you go out and get those. My sister Naima, Stay On Point Dance Academy, LLC. She teaches ballet virtually to young girls all across the country. Make sure everyone is signing up. Nations Auto Sales, LLC out of St. Louis, Missouri. Our brother does a great job of shipping cars and trucks to people all across the country. Out of Dallas, Texas, the Engineers of Tomorrow, LLC, which is a STEM preschool raising young kings and queens and gods dealing with STEM in a preschool age. MTS Car Bros out of Los Angeles. Any make, any model, any year, 30 to 50% off. Thank you very much. We're coming right back to this amazing couple. Brother Kenneth, bow tie maker extraordinaire, is shipping bow ties to people all across the country. Make sure you reach out to him. Reach out to Brother Kenneth. Hip Hop Detox, Brother Enoch out of Chicago. He does, they do a holistic approach to wealth and development and self-esteem building in the middle schools as well as high schools. Thank you very much to Brother Enoch and Hip Hop Detox. Sister Latasha Muhammad, Queen is I, Poetry and Apparel. Sister Latasha, Queen is I, Poetry and Apparel out of Indianapolis, Indiana. We're coming right back to our couple. Sister Kanika Yakub out of Chicago, CBD Mom Company, a self-infused self-care line. She has oils, she has creams, and she does a great job. Sister Kanika Yakub. My Letter A Book by Sister Alondra El Muhammad. My Letter A Book by Sister Alondra El Muhammad, a children's book. Make sure we go out and get that. Dr. Henry M. Carter, King Henry's Turkey Legs and Catering, right out of here at Atlanta, Georgia. Brother Rashad Muhammad, COVID-19 disinfecting cleaning services out of Chicago. Brother Jovone and I interviewed him about 2 years ago. Soldier in the Movement of Christ, my father's book at abdulsharif.com. And last but not least, my two books, Cleopatra, which is a children's book with my niece, who Jovone went with me to go see her. Thank you very much, Brother Jovone, for that, as well as my book, No Father, No Excuse, both of which are on Amazon. Thank you very much. Back to this amazing couple. Now, Sister Laila, did you ever get to see Brother Jovone when he was in Chicago in his security mode or in drilling mode, or did you not meet? Was that already over when you met him?
Unfortunately, no. But he did send me like a video of him speaking at, was it the final call? Yeah.
She haven't experienced that, but it's kind of good because I can do that now. Like I'm at the house and I'm doing left A's while I'm cooking. I do a salute. So she's getting that all day.
Yes,
she
he's
don't get tired of it.
definitely security minded. He closes the blinds all the time. Make sure everything is up to par. I like that.
That's good. Well, yes, Brother Jovone and I trained for years together, and it's just I'm so proud and honored to see him and to see y'all your home. It's just good to see Brother Jovone, winning out there in Arizona. Okay, Sister Laila, what do you do for fun as a couple, and what do you do for fun separately?
Well, we love to travel, especially with family. We watch movies and TV shows. You put us on to a couple TV shows.
Good.
And by myself, I like to watch TV shows by myself too.
Okay.
And I like to make YouTube videos. I haven't in a while, but I'll start back up again.
Okay, now what type of YouTube videos are you making?
Well, I do have one on my YouTube. It's one with my sister, and we do the spicy noodle challenge.
Okay.
Me and Nadia. So I like doing challenges.
Excellent. Shout out to your sister Nadia for being a supportive family member to you, a sister to you as well. Okay, now, Brother Jovone, what about you? What do you do for fun individually, and what do you do for fun as a couple? As a couple.
Individually, where I like to work out. I like nature, so I'll go in Arizona. We live here, so I'll go to the mountains, go hiking. Together, we like to take drives. Like with coronavirus, you got to be more creative, but safe. So we do a lot of things in the house. So we'll have like a dinner date in the house, but we'll dress up. So I think the last time what was it? Like we create a theme pretty much. We cook, we just set up the table a little different. We have a little different food, and we kind of played dress up. So she didn't know what I was wearing. I didn't know what she was wearing. And we just dancing and music. We just doing fun stuff like that. We like to just have fun and try to maintain
We're not boring.
Our youthfulness. So she has a lot of beautiful family out here, so we spend time with a lot of her nieces and stuff like that.
Okay, great. Now, this next question, I'll start with you, Brother Jovone. I always ask each couple, if you could choose a song that represents your relationship, what song would it be?
I would say "Can You Stand the Rain" by New Edition.
Okay, Jovone. Yeah. Okay, that's a good one.
Because it's being married is beautiful, but it do come with trials. And if you overcome that trial, you will see a bright day. And like I sing it all the time. Like, can you stand the rain? Can you stand it?
Yeah, you sung that for karaoke.
Yeah.
Okay, Jovone. And what about you, Sister Laila? What would be your song that represents you and Brother Javone's relationship?
I don't know if you know it, but it's by Ariana Grande and Justin Bieber. It's called "Stuck with You."
Okay. And why that song?
I like the message. It's like for better or for worse. It's kind of like that.
Beautiful. Okay, I like that. I like.
That's basically what it is. He's stuck with me.
Right.
I like Ariana Grande's song with Mac Miller. I got a bad boy, I must admit it. Hey,
yeah. That was like the first song I heard.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that. Okay. Brother Jovone, what advice would you give to future husbands?
I would say try your best to do things with good intentions. I feel like how you start off it plays a big part of the consistency that you can maintain and how you finish. I feel like a lot of people may not have conscious intentions to do it right. If you just go at it, if you just pursue somebody, you got to have intentions. And I think when you have good intentions, you will have better results. So I would say whenever you pursue someone, try to do it with pureness of heart, and try to, have the backing of God with you, because your intentions is what's going to allow God and his angels to back you. So I would say that start off as pure as possible.
That's a good one.
Okay, and for you, Sister Laila, great answer, Brother Jovone. For you, Sister Laila, what advice would you give to future wives?
I would give just to love yourself first, because you can't love somebody until you really love yourself. And you don't even have to have it all figured out. Like you just got to be on that process and that journey to love yourself. And I think that, and always keeping Allah first, of course.
Sure.
Okay, great. All right. My last question is, what advice would you give to single people? I'm gonna start with you, Brother Jovone. What advice would you give to single people who looking to get married? What is young? Y'all say y'all keeping it healthy, young. Y'all still vibrant. What advice would you give to somebody who's single?
I would say always have a burning desire to meet your second half. Like, don't ever stop that desire to meet her. Like, when I was single, I didn't even know her, but I would pray for my wife. I didn't even know who she was gonna be, but I would pray that wherever she is, may Allah protect her, may Allah protect her family. Like, I grew up as a baby doing this at 12, 13, and it always was a part of my prayer. Wherever she is in the world, may Allah. I used to write little notes of how I want her to look and things like that. And like Laila really did fulfill everything that I had that desire like of in a wife. And I feel like when you put out, you will attract it if it's in like if it's deep in you. If you constantly ritualistically thinking about it, it will manifest. So if you want a beautiful wife, think about that every day. Actually feel her presence, feel her energy. And once you come across a female, you will know if she fits that. You will know because you attract it.
Excellent. Okay, and for you, Sister Laila, what advice would you give to single people?
I think communication is key. Well, you said like to single people.
Yes, ma'am.
I would say like don't lose hope, because I see a lot of people that like lose hope and like finding love and stuff. Just keep that faith strong and know that it's gonna come to you. Like you don't even gotta look for it. You just gotta be open to it, and it'll come with time. Just be patient. Yeah, focus on yourself. Love yourself.
Okay, great. And a lot of people are liking and sharing. Thank you all. And once we put this on YouTube, please like, share, and subscribe. I want to thank our wonderful couple for coming on the People's Podcast again. Thank you all for being transparent and letting us into your love story. Inshallah, like 5 years from now, we want y'all to come back and give us an update of what's going on. Is it going to be children? Whatever's going on in your life, give us an update in like 5 years so we can be inspired.
Hopefully it's way sooner than that. we want to come on as long as you allow us. Thank you, Josh, and thank you.
Oh man, no problem. And listen, I'm coming back out there. I don't know about going to the hiking and stuff. I'm not an outdoor person like that, but I definitely want to come back to Arizona because I had such a good time. Thank you all for coming on. So Laila, thank you for your hospitality with Brother Jovone, and may Allah bless you, your families, and yourself as well.
Thank you. Please give the family our love and the greetings from us as well, Josh.
Done deal. This is Joshua Leonard Muhammad signing off from the People's Podcast. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.